good? So you see Trae Young, the guard from the Atlanta Hawks, kind of ruffled some feathers this morning talking about Jay-Z, whether he thinks Drake has passed him or not. And I'll answer that question. I think the answer is no. From me, because Jay's got like 3 classic albums and Drake doesn't have one. But Drake has put out a body of work, consistent music. Just doesn't have that one classic in my opinion. But Drake put out the CLB album and Jay-Z had that verse. And But Trae Young, like I said, Trae Young is 22 years old. Jay-Z got albums older than this little boy. Seriously, like, he got 3 albums legitimately older than Trae Young. So it's like, what do you expect? Is he supposed to think? He grew up on Drake. He didn't grow up on Jay-Z. If you're not my age or older, 30 or older, more than likely you didn't grow up on Jay-Z. So what is he supposed to think? You know what I'm saying? That's like a cat. It's like if you ask a 20-year-old, you know, between if he like Migos or Wu-Tang, he's probably going to say Migos because they grew up on Migos. They didn't grow up on Wu-Tang or Dipset or G-Unit or The Lox. It's a generational thing. So he made a generational statement. And like a square, he let the trolls and people on the internet change his mind. I was like, wow, do I change your mind? That's what you feel. That's how you think. But getting to this Jay-Z verse wasn't necessary. When I looked at that album, and the album is pretty cool. Some people give mixed reviews. On paper, that's the biggest feature. But in context, it's probably the most pointless feature. I just don't get it. And what is he saying? And somebody was arguing with me on Instagram. He's talking about generational wealth. I'm like, he's talking about it. See, y'all listen to what he says. I watch what he does. What is he doing to actually promote generational wealth for black people? Like, come on now. Like, what are we talking about? I don't need another Jay-Z verse at him at 53 years old. You know what I mean? I don't need nostalgia rappers from none of these rappers I grew up on owe me anything to keep rapping. Are they going to still be doing this in their 60s? Like, I don't know about y'all, but I don't have any interest in doing anything in my 50s if I make it to my 50s that I did in my 20s. Other than having good sex and working out. That's about it. I plan on being in my backyard cooking out on my Smokemaster with my sandals on like an old player. I couldn't even imagine going to the studio at 50-something years old, still doing young nigga shit. But that's what Jay's still doing, and I'm like, yeah, his legacy to me is still intact, but I feel like, yeah, if you're going to still put out verses and albums, I got the right to critique you. And if it's trash, it's trash. And I haven't heard a good Jay-Z verse in a long time. And I'm listening to it, and somebody was like, oh, well, you don't get it. He was talking about Dame. Again, why do we care? That Dame Dash beef, that happened almost 20 years ago. And we still give a damn? Like, who cares? Like, y'all are still stuck on old shit. And like I say, speaking of old, we love nostalgia. Who doesn't love nostalgia, right? But because we don't like majority of what hip-hop is now, it's like rap fans of a certain age, we want to depend on the nostalgia acts to come back and save us from today's audio nightmare. But for every Jay-Z or Nas, there's a bunch of 42 Dougs, Lil Uzis, Lil Durks, Lil Babies, City Girls, Meg Thee Stallions. It's their era. It's their time. Y'all niggas need to get the fuck out the way and let them do their thing. You know what I mean? Period. Rather you like it or not. Listen to something else. Go listen to the old stuff. Listen to some jazz. Listen to some R&B. But it's their time, bro. You know, and in the 90s, early 2000s, I don't recall people begging for nostalgia acts from the 80s to come out with new music because we were content with the current music at the time. But because we hate a lot of today's hip-hop and the auto-tune and the watered-down lyrics, it's like we want the old rappers to come put a cape on and save us, and that's just not logical. It's just, it can't. Did that Busta album put that much buzz out? No. Because a nostalgia act could drop an album, it's not going to have the same buzz or the same feel to it in today's climate as a Lil Baby, for example. That's what these little niggas want. That's what these little girls want. That's what they like. That's their era. You know, but y'all want to keep depending on the old acts from back in the day. I'm like, that shit ain't gonna work, man. Like, let that shit go. You know, and it's like to break down the J verse. I'm like, dog, I think rapping got so watered down, and y'all so used to hearing illogical lyrics and stupid shit that when someone says something half intelligent, y'all act like it's Einstein. I'm like, and that's what Jay capitalizes off of. He could say something that makes common sense, and y'all will blow it up and make it seem like he said something really remarkable. I'm like, nah. And I'm a Jay fan from, I grew up on Jay, but I'm just being honest. A lot of y'all don't want to be honest. Y'all want to sit here and I get it. He's married to Beyonce and he's got the brand, and I get all of that. But we talking bars, we talking music. That wasn't it. It wasn't. And that record wasn't even all that good, but that didn't help the song, and it didn't make it any better. It just made it worse. But y'all have a big problem with nostalgia, and y'all, it's like I was watching wrestling the other day. They got Goldberg on. They brought back Goldberg because they can't build new stars. And people are like, yo, Goldberg's 55 years old. Why do y'all bring him back? Because people love nostalgia. But it's like, how long can you depend on that? 10 years from now, y'all still going to be begging Nas and all these niggas to come out? Like, nah, the time is up, bro. Because like I said, I don't recall y'all asking for Rakim to make a comeback or for Run DMC and all these people. Y'all, no, Slick Rick. If they came back and did something, cool. But it's like y'all are really dependent on nostalgia acts more than ever now to come save the day. And I got news for you, they can't. It's these new niggas' era and time. It's like the old guy at the job that been clinging on to his spot for 40 years. And if someone's waiting on him to move so they can take his spot, and this old nigga don't want to let go. Like, come on, circle of life, pass the torch, man. But Trae Young, you ain't got to change your opinion. That's how you feel, you know what I mean? You're 22 years old, bro. You grew up on Drake, so, I expect you to think that. Now, somebody who's older, I might have to judge you if you're 30 and up and you think that. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, and if y'all like Drake's album, Certified Lover Boy. I was going to talk about the little industry plant X kid. He put out them fraternity pictures or something like that. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to give him no more attention, man. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'm out.